Good morning, guys. So, welcome back. It is the day after Christmas here, and just kind of getting back in the swing of things, you know. So, today we are still down south and gonna run a few errands today, and we might get a chance to go look at some of that steel that we've been talking about using for the off-grid shelter out there at the ranch. Looking at some W8 by 28 beams, and then maybe some 6x6 square columns for that. So we might get a chance to go price that out today. Hopefully, if everything works out, we're gonna do that. We got Mike working on the semi setup with the lowboy trailer, tongue pull trailer that we have. We got that hitch put on the truck. Everything's kind of all on right there with that. So all we got to do is extend the air lines on the trailer. They don't quite reach. So there's a couple little things we got to do to make that work. And then we've got a couple of down days. We've got some guys up in Mammoth working right now, just kind of doing odds and ends, but there's not really a whole lot going on. The weather's just not there for us. We're not getting the snow. So we're going to be doing kind of some in-house stuff. I figured, you know, if I'm going to spend the money either way, so might as well spend it on, you know, our own infrastructure, moving some stuff. We've got more stuff at the yard here in town that needs to get out to the ranch. So I think we're going to try to get that trailer functional, get the dump truck that's on it off of there, and get that trailer back to town, grab more stuff from the yard, and just keep taking stuff out there. I think that's the plan for the next day or two. And then we'll be heading back to Mammoth. So stick around, see what we have in store. And also, I started a new channel, guys. So haven't really put much on there. It's kind of just a lot of repeat of stuff we have on here. But I'm going to eventually work that channel. And if you haven't seen it, it's called Dirty Hands TV. I'll leave a link in the description. Go check out Dirty Hands TV. I mean, obviously, if you follow us, it's going to have some of the same content right now. But eventually, it's going to be a standalone channel that is more work-related. You know, just kind of what we've been doing, you know, without the snow is just work stuff, right? So the Dirty Hands TV, I'm going to try to get more into the meat of projects. You know, instead of just glossing over the stuff, I want to get more into how things are actually done, maybe take a little bit more time showing things being done, you know, a little bit more detail. Just Dirty Hands TV. I thought it was a great name that we came up with, and so we said, you know what, let's start another channel. I'd love for you guys to go follow it. As the content starts coming together, we'll start putting more stuff on there, and hopefully it'll be a really cool experience for people that want to follow us on that channel. So check it out, Dirty Hands TV, and let me know what you think about the name and the channel. And if you have any ideas for the channel, I'd love to hear it. We're always open for that. And we're gonna get our day started, so let's see how it goes. First, we're gonna pull on in here to the yard real quick and check out that hitch. I think the idea with the Dirty Hands TV is kind of gonna allow me to cater to a different audience that's more geared towards the stuff that I like to do outside of snow removal, because snow removal is not really my whole life. It's just a small part of it. And I mean, things like working on this forklift and this trailer over here. So here's that trailer. We've shown it before, and it's got the old Sierra paint and drywall truck on it that I got for 500 bucks, guys. Crazy I got that truck for so cheap, and it did us such a good service while we had it. And unfortunately, she caught on fire. I don't think she's too far gone, but there's just a lot of wires and hoses and all kinds of things. So we probably will end up retiring the cab. But this frame with this dump bed, it's got a mega RAM under there. This thing will, I mean, you could load it with anything you wanted and it will dump. So one thought was put it on here, but I'm still really leaning towards the slide bed for this truck. So I just really like the idea of putting a slide bed on it. You get a skid steer up on there, whatever. Could do a similar thing with this. With the dump, it wouldn't be a slide, but it'd be a dump, and then maybe like some ramps or something. I don't know. Just a lot of ideas running through our head here, but you know, this would probably be a feature on Dirty Hands TV. When we get to working on this, we're gonna do a whole series on this thing, because the cab has to come off, and we're just gonna have it down to the frame, and we're gonna blast that frame. I think we're just gonna stick with the original running train, or you know, running gear. It's got a big block V8 in it, an old school big V8 in her, and it was all real heavily built back in the day for the fire, for the purpose of being a fire truck. So everything's like overdone on this truck for those standards back in those days. So I think cleaning it up and just putting it back together is kind of going to be where we start with it. So take the cab off, sandblast the frame, and you know, replace what needs to be replaced, get it prepped for a bed to go on here. But let's go back to this trailer. So here is the pintle hook, or not the hook, but the eyelet. It's all the way up on the top, so it's got room for adjustment to go down, which is good, because I noticed he put that hook on the truck quite a bit lower than what we were looking at the other day. But that we got plenty of room for adjustment there, so that's probably what we'll end up having to do. Let's go take a look. Oh, here we are. There it is there, guys. All done. So he ended up relocating the lights here on this thing, and did quite a bit of work to this thing to make this real heavy duty. It's not, it's definitely not going to be anything that's going to fail. I've heard a couple comments, or one comment that I did see about the weight. Yeah, you know, we are going to need to keep the weight on the front of that trailer when we do tow it with this, because you need the weight over your drive axles. So the trailer will definitely be loaded heavy, a little heavier towards the front. You're not gonna run that thing with you know, loaded back over the axles, light on the tongue. We're gonna put some good pressure down on the tongue. That's why we got a extremely heavy duty hook for it. That's a it's a 40 ton, I believe. Oh, it's a 45 ton. So that hook is a 45 ton, all grade A bolts, bolting it up all the way through there with a lock washer on there. So I'm happy with the job that he did here on this. It looks great, and it just kind of makes this truck a little more versatile to pull that trailer when we need to. So we'll get a little bit of that later on. We'll get this thing fired up, get it hooked up to the trailer. The dump truck that's on the trailer needs to go out to the ranch anyways. So that's what Mike and I were talking about this morning, is just kind of some odds and ends around here. We've still got, the reason being the main reason being for that trailer is this loader is getting shipped up to Mammoth. So I said, you know what? Why not just ship it up on my own trailer this time? It's going to cost me a couple of grand to do that hitch, plus drive it up there versus... so now I get the benefit of having a trailer, and then I can move my own stuff around. I have a forklift up there that I want to bring back to town. So that should be killing two birds with one stone there, and being able to take this thing up. It's got the brand new glass in it, and still waiting on that cutting edge. I got to talk to Isaac about that, find out where the old cutting edge is. But yeah, now I've got a trailer set up that I can haul mid-size, you know, nothing more than about 35,000 pounds, but still that's quite a bit more than what we could haul on our gooseneck. It's about double what we could haul on a full-size pickup with the gooseneck setup. So it's going to make it real nice to be able to just haul just those little bit bigger loads with ease, you know, and not have to not be like stressing with the being over the limit. So Mike just got here with the trailer. What we're gonna do, use the winch and get let me that'll work. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna try and winch this thing up on here. See what it does. Here, you want me to try it?
Yeah, looking at it and seeing what we got.
Might have to turn it a little, huh?
Yeah.
Think we're gonna try to go for these trailers and Big Red. Kill two birds with one stone. We're gonna get this, and then we're gonna get the big truck over here, get hooked up to this, and we might have to. He was talking about getting some extensions for these or something, but we might just figure out what we need here and go buy some longer ones. We'll see how that goes. Pull on the tongue. Pull it this way. Yeah, turn it. There you go. These are the trailers I've kind of been talking about that are going to be, I'm going to use one behind the bigger one behind the Razor or the Ranger, and the smaller one behind the Pioneer. So first thing, once we get them out there, we're going to get the tires changed on them. That'll be first order of business, getting some tires figured out for them. Got them up on there, yeah. Those things are longer than they look.
Yeah. They are. Yeah, I mean, kind of boned without a forklift, huh?
There's the old. That's the old cutter. Boy, that new concrete cutter has a wheel so much bigger, and that makes a huge difference on making a straight cut. I found that heater in the C-Train. We're gonna try it out. It runs on propane, so it's got a little propane hookup back there. 170,000 BTU. It's probably a pretty nice little propane heater. So we're gonna take that up to Mammoth, give her a go. We got this old girl fired up. We're gonna go plug it into the front. See how it looks with that trailer on the back of it. Probably got, yeah, he might be, I think he'll be able to get it. Go for him. Okay.
Lights won't work unless
No?
we get a...
They're both male?
Mm-hmm. So
That's interesting.
Yeah, because that one's supposed to plug in all the way there.
All the way to right here, huh?
Yeah. So we'd almost have to get an extension for that. Like,
Let's see something here. Are these both male? Yeah.
but that's what we've got.
So let's see if these brakes will release on this thing. Looks like it. Yeah. Oh yeah, that jack's way too low. So we're definitely gonna have to she's good. Oh. So that's the first time this trailer's been moved in a long time with another truck. Last time I moved it, I used a forklift to put it right where it was at. He's gonna have a good time trying to get this out of here. He might get it out. It's a tight fit, that's for sure. So we're gonna back it all the way back up into here for right now, and then figure out what to do about this tongue jack situation. I think the front could go up at least a couple notches, but it's still gonna be kind of low. And it actually looks like there's one more hole left in the deal. Oh, you got it. Okay, well, we created some more room out here in the front. Yeah. You want to keep on going? Tires could use some air. So yeah. Definitely a little different setup, but it'll work. That little handle.
Yeah, that little handle.
That breaker bar in there and see if we can pry it out a little. Oh yeah. There we go. That'll probably let her up. She's full of dirt.
So we were troubleshooting the wiring here. Got that all plugged in, ran all the way up there, and then started checking, see if we had voltage and everything going through. And got a little, seen something back here. We thought we had some straw hanging down right there. I think I found the issue. And I think it's that right there where all the wires got drug completely in half. So I'm sure that's where we're losing connection. It's never easy.
All right, so we got that thing all hooked up. I'm gonna run down to the truck place and see about some trailer wire for it, so we can extend the electrical on it. Let's see what they got. I guess we could have got a really big one there. That's a, I think this is about the size what we got. Let me see, does that say what it is? Ours is a 45 ton. That's got to be way more than 45 ton. But the good old truck supply store, when you really got to get stuff done. All right, I got the wire so we can extend the electrical on this thing. So Mike went and to get the impact wrench and a few other tools so that we can raise up the front of the trailer a bit. You can see how it sets. It's pretty much perfectly level. And remember, I said I wanted the front to sit up a little, so we're going to adjust the tongue on it right there, and we're gonna put that down 2 notches, raise up the front about, I don't know, about 6 inches or so, and that will do the trick. That'll give us a little bit more clearance on this. You can see it's got a little, but not quite enough. And then next on the list will be, which is a low priority now, but see how this thing got, it's been low, and that's what happens when you have a low and you go through like a dip or something with a big load on it. It actually bent that thing forward. So gonna fix that. But first things first, get the thing street legal, and then we'll get to fixing that other stuff.